Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. How is everybody this fine Friday? It is Friday, or as I like to call it, Fry-yay! Which is kind of funny because I actually work most weekends, so it's not like a technical Friday. People like, oh, Monday's my Friday. I don't even know what day of the week my Friday would be. How is everybody? Tanya's here. Hey, Tanya. Brandy Lynn, Amber, Valerie Lyon, Rosie's here. Andrea's here. Hello, everybody. Make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to be doing a collective reading, and we're also going to be doing yet another giveaway and our perpetual drawing. That's always fun. So we're going to be doing that and taking care of any donations that come in today. So those of you looking for your personal read, you can always send a donation. We have 2 different price points. And yeah, all your donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. She's still living in a camper, but no, she's not living in a camper anymore. See, old habits die hard. She's no longer living in the camper. She's in a double wide now, but it needs a new roof and a lot of other just kind of cosmetic work and stuff like that. So, oh, you've been feeling low today. Aw. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people. It's really weird because people are doing really well, or they're just like, FML, I'm out. So there's really not much in between. I don't know. There might be a bit of in between. I guess I'm kind of more toward the things are going pretty good. I wished I had a little bit more focus for the things that I know I need to accomplish, specifically some decluttering projects that I kind of started on this week and just kind of lost steam with, because it's always difficult to know. It's like those emotional decisions that I'm like, well, I could use it. Am I gonna use it? Could someone else maybe use it? Like, just all the things. So I kind of hit a bit of a roadblock. But because I had to do that one load of laundry and then did like the whole like bathtub soaking thing, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do that to my bedding. I'm gonna do that to my pillows. I'm gonna do that to my shoes and my bags and my hats. The things that you can soak. There are certain things you can't just go immerse in your bathtub full of water and laundry solution and borax. But the things that I can clean, I've been in this mode of I want it clean. I want everything clean. And it snowed again last night, and hopefully it sticks like on the ground, but not on the roads, because when it snows and then melts, it just creates this huge mud pit out back. And then my dogs, they're running in and out multiple times a day. So I'm just like going behind them with this Swiffer thing. And I'm just like, I am so over the mud. So let's make our decision. We're either going to snow and stay, or we're not going to snow at all. And the mud will dry up and just kind of harden with the frozen ground and we'll be cool. But no, it's been back and forth, back and forth. So I'm just been exhausted just trying to keep up with the mud and just cleaning all the things. But it's, I guess, a good kind of exhausting because I feel a bit accomplished. Not so much with the mud, because it's just like, there's no reason for this. But like the cleaning of things and the laundering of things, it was so weird because I put in a load to soak in my bathtub of stuff that, average wear and tear of things. I mean, they're not brand new things, but they're not really old things. I don't know. It's just a solution my husband discovered so many years ago. We've been using this for a long time. I just kind of forgot about it. I want to say it was when a skunk got into my mom's house, and we had some stuff because we were staying there at the time. And my husband's, what was it, Glacier National Park t-shirt. He's like, I don't want to throw this away, but we tried everything to get the smell of the skunk out, and we just could not. And finally, he looked this up. I think this is when we discovered it. I might be wrong on that, but we soaked it in there for about an hour, and then we laundered it as usual, and it didn't smell anymore. So, and there are a couple drops of Dawn dish soap too, adding to that. And of course, depending on how much water you use, you would do, however many scoops of each of those solutions, and however many drops of the dish soap. Yeah. So, but it was weird because I just ran just a some of my stuff, some of the kids' stuff, some of Ryan's stuff, just the color of the water. You think your laundry machine, you think your washer's getting stuff clean? It was this emoji. I was like, how is there this much dirt? I mean, the kids weren't even out. There was no mud on the clothes. Like, this is how dirty things are. Like, you think they're clean, but they're not. So I've just been in this weird, like, I don't know. I don't have OCD, but I have certain times where I'll go through phases where I have slight tendencies towards being a little obsessive compulsive about certain things, but not others. And then other times I could care less about those or could not care less about those. But then I don't know. I don't know if there's a word for that. I have no idea. It might be an autism spectrum thing, which the more research I do, I'm pretty sure I'm somewhere on there. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly the chemistry reason behind all that stuff, but as far as the borax and how that helps, but for years, like my mom used to use borax when I was a kid, for laundry soap and all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, hello everybody. Looks like we've got a few people here. So, used to use borax to treat the sty. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I've personally never had one of those, but I have a friend, she's had like 6 of them over the course of just years and years, but I'm like, that looks very painful. Ouch. Just anything in or around my eyes, I'm like, ow. So yeah, I think maybe we will get started on our collective reading. I'm trying to decide what deck. We'll use this deck today. Gosh, I already forgot the name of this deck. Did I have the box out somewhere? Oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of it. It completely slipped my mind. I knew at the start of the live stream the name of this deck, but now it's just gone. But I love this deck. It's all in like landscape orientation here, and I love it. I just think it's so beautiful. So we're going to use this deck today, and we're just going to see what we need to know. We are kind of in the weird shadow period of Mercury going retrograde yet again. So if you're already feeling like you're like fumbling over your speech, or you emailed someone but they didn't get it, or your orders are being delayed, all sorts of communication, like lines and modes of communication, travel can be kind of affected or go a bit cattywampus during this time. It officially goes retrograde on December 13th, and it will go back in forward motion on the 1st of the year, and then take another week to 2 to start gaining its momentum again. So we're pretty much in Mercury retrograde through about mid-January next year, whatever. It's not that long, but it kind of feels like it. I know Mercury retrograde only lasts 3 weeks, but really all told, it feels closer to 7 or 8 weeks, just with the residual effects, because there are no just hard stops to these types of energies. But let's see specifically about this Mercury retrograde. I'm trying to think when I know I'll be live Wednesday, but I don't know the date. I want to say it is the 13th, because if I'm remembering correctly, Wrigley's, what do you call it? Christmas program is the 13th, and then Boston's is the 14th. So I'm pretty sure Wednesday is the 13th, which would be Mercury going retrograde. So maybe we'll do a deeper dive into what we can expect, and I can actually go look at some of the other astrological alignments or things going on to kind of enhance or improve. But let's just get kind of finger on the pulse of what we can expect over Mercury retrograde, or, what we can look out for. Because I always like to know, what can I plan ahead for? So we have the Two of Wands, which is literally about planning ahead or trying to figure out a game plan or a way forward. So I love to see that. So planning ahead for something. But that being said, there might be some delays to plans, or things might not go completely according to plan, or, we might just have to shift or kind of tweak our plans a little bit. That's usually an association with Mercury retrograde is, not everything goes 100% according to plan. All right, what else do we need to know? These two want to come out. Ooh, so Two of Swords. So the twos really are about decision making, maybe being a bit confused or just unsure of, the next step, or even just general direction sometimes. And yeah, we've got the fox in the woods there next to like I see the other sword. I'm like, where's the other sword? It's right here if you can't tell. It's right there. And he's blindfolded in the traditional Rider-Waite depiction. We have the guy with the swords crossed in front and he's wearing the blindfold. His hands are not tied, so he could easily just reach up and be like, okay, peekaboo, I'm here. Same with this fox. Dogs, if you put a little funny hat on them or, a bandana, sometimes they'll dig at it. They'll usually get it off of themselves if they don't want it on there. Sorry, my eye's itching. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so maybe, the blindfold analogy, now my eye's itching. So maybe rubbing the dirt out of our eyes or rubbing the fog from our eyes to be able to see something more clearly is coming up. And specifically surrounding plans, maybe even asking ourselves, well, why am I making this plan? Or why does it have to go this way? Or even just trying to decide, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Because this guy here in this Two of Wands depiction is just kind of looking forward. But I don't know that the path, goes forward or does it go left, right? He's just kind of he's not in motion or movement right now. He's just kind of at a standstill, almost contemplating like what's the next step, what's the next move, and hence the planning stage. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So, financial stuff with the Pentacles. And I always call the King of Pentacles like, King Midas, got the Midas touch. And someone who can be very frugal or make their money or their resources stretch really far if they have to. Yet at the same time, they value what they have and don't bring unneeded clutter energetically or physically speaking into their awareness. So this just might be about setting some clear boundaries, specifically surrounding the things that are making their way into your home or your energy field. So this could look like taking some sort of social media detox or no spend month, which, I know that's hard this time of year with the holidays. But if you're somebody, I guess, who's done all your holiday shopping, you could probably possibly do that. But this is just about getting very clear about maybe your budget as well with the planning and, just being unsure of what to do. Maybe you're stumped a bit on, well, what do I buy this person for Christmas? Or what do I want to put on my Christmas list? Or, should I spend this money on this month or this? So there might be some decisions being made. But at the same time, he's living, as my mom used to say, living high on the hog. He looks like he's doing pretty well for himself and, yeah, living in the lap of luxury right there. So maybe some of you are splurging or being pampered by someone in your, friends or family group and just feeling like a king or a queen yourself, which I guess could be fun. So let's see. Let's go to this deck. This is the Hero's Journey Oracle. I do remember the name of this one. So what do we need to know about just kind of between now and the end of the year, kind of taking our finger to the pulse of Mercury retrograde? What do we need to know? Ooh, my husband is texting me. He says, I will pick him up. So, okay. This is in regards. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay. This is cool. I love when this happens like real time. So we're talking about, plans being changed or shifted. So one of my youngest son's best friends is having a birthday party this weekend. And then the next weekend is Wrigley's birthday party, even though he was, his birthday was November 19th. We just could not get the party place to answer their phone, or we'd show up and they were closed just 24/7. And we're like, this is where we want the party. This is where we have the party most of the time. And it's just fun. So we finally got that all ironed out, but it was going to have to be 2 to 3 weeks past where we wanted to have the birthday. 9 days before Christmas. We're already kind of, cutting it short with having a November 19th birthday. But what happened was I thought this whole time, I'm like, oh, it's December 10th. It's on Saturday. It's on Saturday. In my head, I had it figured out. Okay, it's party Saturday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And then Sunday, I have my writing group and I have my new chapter 1 submitted. So I have to be there. They're critiquing my work this time. No, December 10th is Sunday. So my writing group overlaps with this party, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to take him out the party early because my husband's usually like at his parents on Sunday. We usually, not always, but usually him and the kids go out there for Sunday dinner, and I do once in a while. But Sunday's like a day I can do self-care or catch up or do my writing group or this other accountability group that I'm in. And I was just like, okay, how am I gonna figure this out? And I'm like, well, this is what it is. So I let the boy's mom know and I let my husband know. And now he's like, no, I'll just pick him up. Like, simple. Okay. Here I was like worrying and trying to play all the, devil's advocate of, okay, if I do this or if this happens or something. But I love this. So things that you think are maybe an issue are going to work out just fine. No skin off your back. Things are going to be rolling ahead. So we have here Ocean of Emotion with an, it's just reminded me again. Number 28. So that adds up to a 10, which adds up to a 1. So find a safe place to express your true feelings. So especially if you are feeling in your feels or feeling very emotional about something, of course, having an outburst in the middle of, your workplace is probably not, unless you work from home and, only your dogs are watching you, probably not the best place to, let it all out. So finding a safe place and safe people. And if you don't feel there are a safe place or safe people, it's about doing that introspection to find that, to be able to, express your true emotions. And then we have, we had the 28, which added up to a 10, and then the 37, which also adds up to a 10. So there's some new beginnings coming in with your emotional state, and also stop and take in the view. Take stock of the treasures you've earned. Hello? Hello? Yes, look at all the treasures around him. And he's not just ignoring them. He's looking around. He's like, yeah, I did this. So maybe you yourself are not just looking around you physically, but thinking of the accomplishments, especially this last bit of the year, kind of looking back to the beginning of 2023, because we might look around or, think of all the things that we may or may not have done or things that we wanted to do, but it's just never happened. And we think, oh man, I accomplished nothing this year. But then you really take stock and you really do a fine tooth comb deep dive and you're like, no, I did this, I did that, I did this other thing, all these things, they start adding up and you're like, wow, I actually did accomplish quite a bit. But if you're finding year after year after year, you're not hitting those big high marks that you're setting for yourself. There could be two things going on. One, you're just setting the bar way too high. You're still accomplishing a really great amount. It's just you're setting, yourself up for failure by way of measuring yourself against, I'm going for this. I only made it this far though. Or, you can bring your expectations down a bit. Or the other thing is, we might have all these dreams or goals, but we're just not really putting the effort, the focus, the priority to those things. So maybe taking stock of, what is it that is my priority in 2024 or, for the end of 2023 or, whenever you're watching this, trying to figure out your priorities and your non-negotiables in life. What is it I just absolutely want to experience or create or become or do with my life? And if something doesn't take you closer to that, I mean, of course, we all have to pay our bills and do our chores. And, we have people that we're committed to, children, partners, family members, friends. So we can't just drop the ball on all that stuff. Of course, we got to bring that along for the ride as well. But allotting or making sure we're allotting enough time in our lives for these goals that we have or these dreams, these desires, these wishes, making sure we are allotting enough resources, time, effort, money if it needs to these things so that we can go that direction. And a lot of times, even if we have to stray or deviate from the path or the plan that we've set, at least that acts as kind of a rough outline of, okay, this is where I want to end up. Usually we know like the destination, when you start climbing the mountain, if your goal is to make it to the peak or pinnacle of that mountain, where you're going. But there are, so many different paths up this mountain we could take to get there. And maybe this, straight shot is just way too much. So we're going to have to do the switchback thing and kind of zigzag our way up the mountain. It's going to be easier. It's going to take longer, but it's going to feel more doable, So this is really about re-examining not only what your goals are, but how you're going to go about them. And maybe even making like a game plan and then maybe a backup or a fallback plan as well. All right. So let's see. I don't know if we even have any donations today. We may not. No, we do not. Okay, well, I might go just a few more minutes on. Actually, I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to pull one more card, just kind of as far as these goals or these, things we're striving for or shooting for the rest of this month or even going into next year. What is and of course, we're all going to have different points of focus and cards fell. Okay, and another card fell. So 3 cards fell. So we're all going to have probably different goals or desires or wishes, but we're going to ask, kind of keeping your own personal reason in mind, how you can go about accomplishing that. Okay. And again, they're all going to be different. So we'll kind of take this as, oh, yes, thank you for the reminder, Amber. I will do that right after our little purple or our little 3-card kind of analysis of how we're going about our goals. So Knight of Pentacles, it's slow and steady. So instead of trying to take that straight shot up the mountain here, oh, in my little, I feel like Dopey or Doc or one of the 7 dwarfs when I wear this hat. I bent over and it flopped forward. Anyway, yes. Instead of, as I throw the card at you all, I did not mean to do that. Instead of, trying to take that straight shot up the mountain and completely burn ourselves out or possibly just completely give up halfway up the thing, we are going to plot our course and take it slow and steady. So we're not just barreling through trying to get this thing done. We are actually enjoying the journey. We might take a moment to, spend the night next to the lake. And then the next night we are, going to really enjoy the view and take a leisurely stroll instead of just grueling pace up that mountain. So it's all about setting a pace that works for you, where you're still feeling like you're getting things accomplished toward your goals, your dreams, your whatever it is you've got going on, but yet not burning yourself out. That's the magic, solution here. The number 7 of Swords here. 7 of Swords. So finding kind of and it's interesting. We got more fox action, and I was going to say something about how foxes can be clever. They can be a bit trickster energy. So you might even have kind of some people in your friend circle, or for many of you, this is not like your best friend or your spouse. This is someone who you kind of already just kind of consider maybe a coworker or an acquaintance. It's not someone, for most of you, in your inner circle. And intuitively, it's almost like you can already sniff them out. And as much as you've tried to like this person, there's something about them that just rubs you the wrong way, or you can't quite get on board with everybody else loves them. Why can't I love this person too? I just don't know why. Because they are trying to derail you from your plans, your path. And there is this element of envy or jealousy going on that is the reason or the driving force behind this person wanting to get between you and your goal. So that's not going to resonate as a person for everybody here. For others of you, this could look like your own self-sabotage, your own limiting beliefs, your own just, getting in your own way, basically. We've all been there, right? And even talking ourselves out of our dreams, like who am I anyway? Or, nobody's going to care if I even do anything. Not that the reason we are doing this is for anyone else, but, a lot of times it's nice to be recognized for the hard work we've done. We can all probably get behind that. But we also have the Queen of Swords here. So this really is about standing up for yourself, speaking your truth, not letting someone get away, even if it's your own self-sabotage, not letting that part of you get away with it, recognizing it for what it is and cutting it off at the pass so that it can't keep interfering or hindering in your plans or your forward progress or more momentum. Especially if this is those of you that this isn't so much a person, but a way you show up for yourself time after time. Say it's a project. I'll just take my own personal example of writing a book. I can get in my own way as many times as I want by saying, oh, I'm creatively blocked, or, oh, no one's going to want to read it. What if it's not good enough? I'm self-publishing. So not only am I writing the book, I'm doing all the other things that you have to do to get this book to, into someone else's hands out in the world as well, which already feels like this energy of trying to scale the whole mountain all at once. It feels very daunting. But if I focus on, okay, yes, my ultimate goal is to have this book published. And I know at some point I need to design my cover. I know at some point I need to have it professionally edited, and I need to have it professionally proofread, and I need to have it, developmentally in order before I even send it off to those. And just kind of working my way back from my ultimate goal can help me know, okay, yeah, there's all this to do. But at the same time, this is something I can be thinking about and keeping on the back burner, but it's not like in my daily focus. Yes, I have it eye on the prize in the distance there. But, maybe today I'm just writing one scene. We're breaking it down very simply for ourselves. And, standing up for what we know. If you want to be fill in the blank, you know you're gonna have to roll with the punches, live through the hard knocks of, you know, putting in that effort and that hard work. But it's gonna pay off if you keep going. And again, being a bit, what's the word? Kind of flexible with your plans. All right. So we did have a donation come in. Ooh, this is a pretty card, Page of Wands. I love that. All right. Oh, I'm going to share Amber's picture of the mandala painting that she painted for B Degree, aka Brianna. She commissioned to have the painting made, and Amber did an absolutely stunning job. The color scheme, the design, the pattern, like all of it just looks so beautiful. And I'll show you guys. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to get these cards put away real quick. And then I think it was Valerie who said she has donated. Where do these go? Over here. All right. So let's see. And of course, don't go anywhere. We have still our giveaway and our drawing to get to, which is very fun. Very fun for me to do that. Okay. So let me go over here to email or text message. I guess that's where it is. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Isn't that amazing? I wish I could like get, let's just, yeah, we'll zoom in just so you can see the absolute just detail. I mean, how beautiful. And these colors are not showing up true to form on, you know, a camera with a camera. They're more vibrant than what I think is being shown here, but I'll just kind of zoom in so you can see these different moments. Maybe I can even up the brightness on my screen to see that. There, that's more true to color, but still maybe slightly muted. But just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. So cool. Yes, but what a talent. I don't know that I could do that. That's for sure. That's amazing. Beautiful. Oh, and while we're sharing pictures, someone had asked me, and I saw it in I think it was about a week and a half ago now, how the dogs were doing, and I didn't even see your comment, so apologies to whoever had said that. I don't even remember who it was at this point, so my apologies, but this one was taken a couple weeks ago, but they're just so cute. Yes, this is Arthur, this is Ruthie, and they're living their best life. They love each other, they like to cuddle, they're friends. Partners in crime. This is a little bit of a blurry photo, but still pretty cute. Again, there's Arthur, there's Ruthie, and she's gonna probably be, based on her weight at a specific age and his weight at a specific age, she's gonna be the bigger one, and she's gonna be double the size of him. He's practically full grown at about 37 to 38 pounds. He'll probably get anywhere from 40 to 43 pounds when he's all fully grown. She's slated to weigh around 80 pounds, so she's going to be a bigger dog. My dog Walter, was at one point 110 pounds, but when he passed away, he was 97 pounds. We had later on put him on a bit of a diet to lose some weight to make it easier, because he was maybe a bit overweight. And then Judy, I think at her peak was about 55 pounds. But yeah, so he's definitely going to be smaller dog, and she's going to be bigger dog. Not huge, but, you know, decently sized dog. Oh yeah, Amber is open to more orders if anyone is interested. And yes, I can definitely share my Amber's contact details. So anybody that wants to inquire about Amber's wonderful artistic services, you can email me at amanda@donePhotodesign.com. And yeah, and you can, I will email you her information. So, all right. Yeah, they are so cute and so fun. I love the babies. They are so the light of my life. So much fun. Well, my kids are also the light of my life, but you know what I mean. Our dogs can be too. Okay, so the first only donation we have thus far, Valerie Lyon, for a 1-card pull. What will the end of the month look like for me after my now ex moves? Okay, let's find out. So again, Valerie, I think you were here during our collective reading. So keep some of that in mind about plans maybe shifting or changing or possibly falling through. But let's just see as far as after he does move out, whenever that is, timeline wise, whenever it is that he does move out, let's find out what Valerie can expect. All right, what can Valerie expect once her now ex moves out? Hopefully at the end of the month or by the end of the month. Ooh, yeah, wish fulfillment. Living your best life. You're just reclaiming the space, reclaiming the energy. So what I'm getting with this is like a download as being able to, of course, he's probably taking a lot of his own, clothing and whatever furniture or belongings that belong to him. He's probably taking those away. So you don't have to worry about that. But deep cleaning the spaces, even like shared spaces or his personal spaces, just deep cleaning these spaces can really help freshen the energy and make it feel like you're reclaiming it as your space and not a shared space. But yeah, you can make this whatever you want. So this is about wish fulfillment, feeling like you're being rewarded for something as well. So there's good vibes coming in as he's going out. But let's see. For Valerie. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. Where'd it go? There it is. My hat. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about patience. And it's very interesting. But the other kind of side of the coin of this card, it is about just kind of nurturing, puttering around, doing a little bit here, doing a little bit there. I always see someone who is like a gardener in like the middle of summer. Yeah, everything's bloomed out, everything looks great, but now they're just kind of going around, removing a dead leaf here and spraying for bugs over there, and maybe putting some fertilizer here. They're kind of maintaining what's there. So once you really cleanse and clear the space, deep cleaning it, energetically cleansing it as well, you can then maintain it. And then we have the Two of Wands, which was the first card out in our collective reading. So I think your rest of your year really is very in alignment with what we got for that collective reading as well. So basically consider this an extended reading of that one. I know, I love this deck. So fun. But let's see anything else Valerie needs to know after her ex moves out. What does she need to know after her ex moves out? What would your higher self do? You are... Okay, are all the cards just going to fall today? Okay, so it might be just a bit of work to kind of find your new normal, as they say, to be able to reclaim this space and then exist in this space as just you. And I don't know if you had thought about moving or maybe even just rearranging if you're not like ready to move or wanting to move at all. Just completely rearranging the space in a way that it didn't look when he lived there, because that can really help freshen things up as well. And you are divinity in blue jeans. So I love that. So this really is about just embodying your highest potential and, asking yourself, what is it that I want? If nothing was standing in my way, what would I want to do? And what I see for this, for you, Valerie, is with him moving out, there's like this flood of creative energy coming to you. So if you are someone who is creative or has felt very creatively stifled or blocked, I know a lot of times when you're kind of in the end stages of something, be it a project, a career, a relationship, things can feel, things that aren't associated with that thing, and in your case, a relationship, they can just fall through the cracks or feel like they're kind of on life support a little bit because you're just so in the thick of what you're dealing with this breakup, with this removing of the ex from the home. It's kind of taken over your life for a bit. So it's almost like you have to take that step back and do a bit of a life review, like we were talking about in that collective reading, to be like, well, what is my life now? What do I want it to look like now that he's no longer a part of that future plan that I once had for myself? Because it's going to definitely change. And if you're not sure what that looks like for you now and kind of going into the new year, and for me personally, the new year, really the vibe of new year, it takes place more around the spring equinox, which would be like mid-March, kind of at like March 20th or so. So if you don't feel like doing this big, plan and plot and life review right now, whenever feels comfortable or, when you feel confident of, really examining your future from a single person standpoint, it would be really beneficial to do that. All right, well, I can do one more. Anything else for Valerie? Ooh, never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. And this, it's like you're leaving behind the things, the relationships, the people, just even the habits or the hobbies that you once held dear and near, or near and dear, that just they don't resonate so much anymore. And now that you're on this new path, this new trajectory, you might feel a bit alone, because like it says, there's never a crowd on the leading edge. You see the Fool card in tarot. Yeah, he has his trusty little dog with him, but he's alone. He's ready to chart new territory. And, so I don't know if you do have a dog or a cat or any kind of, pet, or if that's something that even interests you, but it could be something, if you don't have, that could help you feel this sense of companionship without having to, have another partner or anything like that. But if you do already have a pet, leaning on that pet for support, and that pet is being nurtured by you, is like a mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship. But yeah, the number 29 here adds up to an 11. So this really is about, making those plans, all the twos that came out in that collective reading, making a plan for yourself for the future. Again, even if you stray from the plan or change the plan or whatever, sometimes just having something new to focus on or to shift toward can be exciting. Yes, daunting sometimes, but also very exciting. All right, this resonates so far from what I'm expecting. I definitely will look deeper into the collective. Yeah, it's pretty much what I did right at the beginning of the live stream. First 20 something minutes of the live, we were doing that collective reading, and I think we got a lot of good info in that. So hopefully that'll help. But yeah, things look good. Might just be this kind of now what energy of it's been a minute since I've been single, so how do I do this single thing again? I don't remember. And you don't have to do it the way you did it when you were single before. This is a whole new version of you that can experience life in a whole new way that you couldn't before. All right. Definitely have considered moving or rearranging. I've been missing my creativity. I felt lost in many ways for so long. Yes, and we can lose ourselves even in a bad relationship. We can lose ourselves because so much effort is into maintaining even the resentments, the wounds, the traumas, the baggage that builds up. So much of our energy just goes into maintaining all of that as well. I mean, a good relationship takes a lot of work, but also so does a bad one. I mean, can we never get out of the hard work? Pretty much never. Oh, it can be difficult for sure. All right, Amber. Yeah. Adjusting your tribe. There you go. Yeah. And that came out in the collective about, there's someone that you just intuitively know, not really for me anymore. Be them an acquaintance or your own bad habits or, just ways that you show up for yourself, like self-sabotage and stuff, that came out in the collective. So, all right, let me just check our donation list. If we don't have any donations, we're going to get right into our giveaway and our drawing. Let's see. Yep, we are caught up. So, drawing time, everybody. So, here's the directions. Right now, starting right now, you can start shouting out tarot cards. And I am going to pull a card right now. It's up to you to determine what is this card. And I will start narrowing it down if we're just way off or we're not getting it. But I see a fair number of you are just, you're putting them out there. So we'll roll with it for a bit here. All right. Think of your current energy or whatever question it is you would ask, and what those of you that know the tarot well enough, what card do you think would represent what you would ask? Because I would say probably 10 times out of 10, that's the card I'm holding in my hand if you're the winner. So that's another, I guess, hot tip and as to how to guess this. All right, so I'm going to narrow it down. It is a Wands card. Wands. We are looking for the Wands suit. Is it a number? Is it a court card? That's up to you to discover. Think of what question you would ask and put that in there. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. Oh, three of you guessed Four of Wands all in a row like that. Almost. Not quite. All right. Okay, so it is not a court card. So it'll be Ace through 10 of Wands. Somewhere in there. At this point, I think it's the only number that someone hasn't guessed. We're close. We're close. It is the Five of Wands. Amber has won. Five of Wands. Amber is the winner today. So conflict, chaos, feeling like you're just repeating yourself and it's going in one ear and out the other. That's the kind of energy here. So, what's your question? Amber, go ahead and post your question. Yeah, go ahead and post whatever question you want. But I'm having a feeling the question you're asking is probably already in alignment with what this card is representative of. So while Amber is thinking of a question, I'm going to do a shout out. So put a 555 in the chat if you want me to enter you into the drawing, and then we'll draw a new name, and we'll do the drawing reading after Amber's reading. Okay, so Linda is first out of the gate. I can't write and hold this at the same time. My apologies, you guys. All right, Linda is in the cup. Okay. Who else? We have Valerie Lyon. Valerie. Okay. We have Tanya. Oh my gosh, I swear I can spell. It just keeps slipping. What the heck? All right. There we have it. And we have Nandi or Nandi. Not sure how we pronounce that. My brother, when he couldn't say Mandy when he was really little, he called me Nandi. Tanya might remember that. She knew him back then. Tanya's my cousin, by the way, for those of you that are wondering. How does she know you? How does she know your brother? All right, Brandy Lynn. Every time I write your name on one of these, Brandy Lynn, I'm reminded of the dream I had that you won the drawing, and then that day you won the drawing. That was so crazy to me. I love it. Brandy Lynn. So cool. Okay, and Amber. Okay, anyone that I missed? Hopefully not. Oh no, your chat was behind. I get it. I've been there before. Answering like you're there real time and you're like 40 seconds behind. Been there. Been there so many times. Okay. So, everybody that wants to be in the drawing, you have about 10 more seconds to get your name or your 555 in the chat. And I will enter you in today's drawing before getting a new winner. We're really going to mix her up today. Put the lime in the coconut. And then we're going to do Amber's. After we draw the winner, we'll do Amber's reading and then the drawing winner reading. All right, here we go, friends. Here it is. It is Amber, but it's not the one I wrote out today. Amber 9 in is the winner. So you're a double winner today. Look at this. All right, so Amber, we'll start with your giveaway win. And then we'll do the drawing win right after that. Lucky duck. It's good energy. Good 9th house activation going on today for Amber. That's amazing. All right. So Amber wants to know, I feel overwhelmed. I'm listening to a lot of chanting to calm myself since the last few times I'm connecting to the true organic source in kind of a trance, crying out loud. please some guidance. So whatever true organic source wants me to know. I do feel at the lowest right now. Yeah. And hopefully this low point feeling will pass soon, because I know you've been feeling this way for so long, and it just feels so unfair, doesn't it? Yeah, and it's like, when can I just catch a break? That's the vibe here. So let's see, as far as guidance and what she needs to know. Guidance. Aw, yeah, the Lovers. So this is about a major life-changing decision. You know, when the Lovers comes out, it's not, oh, what are we having for dinner tonight? Or, oh, should I take that course? I mean, I guess taking a certain course could really change your life, but this to me feels like a big life-changing type of decision, or something you've been ruminating. Do I do this or do I do that? And let's find out. What is this decision, Amber's, either in the recent past, right now, or very near future, that she's ruminating on? What is this dealing with? Ooh, feeling trapped. And it's like the bird has outgrown the cage. So maybe at one point you would put up with certain things, but now you've just completely outgrown the situation, and any karma that was associated, say, with any relationships, specifically the one with your husband, you know, the one that helped you create the family that you have, you've way outgrown, spiritually surpassed where your husband will ever like reach, you know, come up to reach you or surpass you. It's just not going to happen. You are far past where he'll ever go spiritually in this incarnation. So maybe you have been feeling just very trapped of, if I nurture my spirit, then, you know, I have to leave a lot of worldly things behind, you know, having, you know, a very secure foundation of a roof over my head and those type of things. But then again, it's almost like you feel like you are like sabotaging your own heart, your own spirit, by having to stay in this situation. I have tears. I need this too much. Yes. And I think that's why we're a double winner today, because there's just so much you can learn here, I guess. I miss my mom, someone who could say to me, it's okay. We are here. You don't have to go through this, and you can come to us when we are here to take care of you. Yeah. And it's almost like, because this isn't just a bird, you know, out in the wild, you know, doing its thing. This is a caged bird. So this is a bird that does need assistance. It does need help. It can't just fly the coop and go figure it out, because it's used to a certain type of life. You know, domesticated birds, they even if you did let the bird go, it's not going to survive very long in the wild. So let's see what Amber needs to know about this message specifically. It's about freeing yourself mentally first and foremost, because it is the Eight of Swords. So there is this feeling of, if you knew you speaking your truth or living your light or allowing your true spirit to really shine, if you knew there were no consequences for that, what would you do instead of what you actually are already doing? And finding the difference between that. Ooh, this one jumped. Wow, the Hermit. So this is saying double down on your spiritual path, because that spiritual path may lead you to answers that are, and it's funny because at the beginning of the reading, I had mentioned the course. Like, oh, is a course really that life-changing? There specifically might be a course that you're going to be taking, or something you're learning from somebody. It does feel very online based. It could be as simple as watching YouTube videos from different creators and learning something about whatever it is you're wanting to learn. That could be considered a course in today's society, I guess. There's so much knowledge and wisdom within you. It's almost like hearing ways of going about certain knowledge and wisdom from others. It almost triggers this response within you to tap into your own knowledge and experience from past lives. Look at that. So I love this. It's probably my favorite Hermit card in any deck I own. I just think it's so beautiful. Like, that star in the background just glows. And that star in the background, that is your true spirit. And you feel like you're like reading by the light of your own spirit here, because that is what's lighting up this space here, is the spirit, the spirit. Everything around, like, if that light were to go out, everything is just bleak and dark. So yeah, just to get more, enrolled in a tarot course. Oh, the business you're starting is your only hope now. I'm doing it slowly. And I think doing it slowly is your way forward, because if you were to try to, because you're, desperate in certain ways for things to change or be different, try to rush something, it's not going to work out the way that if you are doing that slow and steady, firm foundation for yourself. Even if you're having to roll with the punches of day-to-day life, of just not feeling stable and secure in other ways, but you're building it. Yes, I love this. I used to know, like, even at the beginning of this live stream, I knew what this deck was called, and now for the life of me, I cannot remember. Let me see if I can find the box for those that really love this deck. Oh my gosh, I have way too many cards out, that's for sure. Where is it? Oh, I don't know where it is. Okay, so I guess I can't tell you what it is, but I tried to think of it earlier as well. But let's just see anything else Amber needs to know. Yeah. Picture reminds me, I used to go out in the dark in my college days and study under a lamppost inside my college campus. Oh, that's so cool. More perspective and more connections. Yeah. And I have my own too, if you need accountability buddy, right? Oh, own business. Yeah. All right. So what does Amber need to know? Guidance. Yeah. There's a lot of self-care vibes going on in this deck, and every time I pull a self-care looking card, I always reach for this complete guide to self-care book that I got, and I love it. So let's just pull a self-care message for Amber. Ooh, the comparison trap. So it's talking about social media here, and wow, that's a beautiful picture as well. Lots of pretty imagery going on today. Look at us, the Set It girlies. No, but more seriously, this is about possibly taking, especially those accounts that make you feel like you're lacking or you're not good enough, or that maybe evoke like feelings of jealousy or envy, or they're so far beyond where I could ever see myself, it doesn't feel like someone I can relate to. This could be about detoxing those types of accounts from your Instagram, from your Facebook, from your YouTube feed, whatever it is. Things that just don't feel in alignment with who you are now and where you're going. Getting rid of those things, and maybe even taking time away from social media. I know that can be very healthy and beneficial for a lot of people, because there's so much toxicity out there in social media in so many ways. But if you can do like a nice salt bath, or light some candles, do some meditation, whatever feels good. It doesn't have to literally be a bath. It could be whatever makes you feel so relaxed, so pampered, so rejuvenated, all the self-care vibes. Do that thing, whatever it is. I always use the salt bath as the example, because that's my happy place. But there's literally a bathtub here, so maybe it's your happy place too. Oh, a body massage. See, that would be amazing. That would be something you could really do. So hopefully this, at least, I know it's a quick, well, I went a little more than a quick one, but I want to at least give you something that you feel like you have. Oh, that kind of okay. So we had a swan in that bathtub, did we not? We did. Where? Okay, I got to find it. Because yeah, okay. Because the Lover's card had a swan as well. Well, two swans. And now it's to one. So it's about limiting your time. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so we have, a decision. And with that Hermit card, okay, this is a major message here. So limiting your time in your husband's energy and making it about you, or making the most of your alone time. Because again, with that Hermit energy that I already put that card away, the decision is you're kind of hermiting yourself, or you're doing what's in your best interest for yourself. Because I think a lot of times hanging around him or having all these conversations with him, even when you're just trying to, be casual, they don't always end well. And that's not to say completely la 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 la, can't hear you, can't see you, you can't see me. Don't completely bypass the situation, but just do what feels in alignment with your spirit. If you do feel like speaking up for yourself at that time, then do that. If you do feel like, I need a break, then do that. Follow your heart where he's concerned. Okay, so next we'll do your giveaway card. Yes, and for you, a form of self-care could be doing your creative stuff and your business and your painting. Absolutely. Yeah, like talking to a wall. Like I said with that 5 of Wands when we first started, it's like in one ear and out the other. It's like he doesn't even comprehend what you're trying to say to him. and you feel like you're just wasting your breath, even trying to communicate with him at times, which that has to be so frustrating. I mean, it's bad enough as a parent when your child, you're like, are you just not hearing me? But when it's a spouse or an older family member, how frustrating would that be? That would be so hard. All right. So for the giveaway portion for Amber's reading, the drawing portion. So this is just, if you have a question in mind, you don't have to ask it out loud. You can just kind of keep it in the back of your mind, and we'll just pull a card or two to see what you need to know. All right. Ooh, be the bridge. Expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. So this is like a bridge, a bridge from your other reading to this reading as well. And I think even a bridge to the collective reading we did at the beginning. These things feel so interwoven and interconnected to me for you. So this is about uniting your spiritual world and taking that spirituality within you and allowing that to expand out to where eventually your external relationships, your external, surroundings will also be a reflection of your very spiritual side. Even if they don't feel in alignment right now, you're bridging the gap between them. Even if it takes a while, because these things just don't happen overnight. Let's see. Yeah, I am like, if the end is, parting ways, then be it. I will do what I feel is right for me. He tries to scare me of what others will think about me doing tarot. Yeah, and really in this day and age, tarot's kind of trendy right now. Like, it doesn't have that same stigma it had 10, 20, 30, however many years ago. It really doesn't. I was talking about the energy work, spiritual work I do. I want to expand too. Yeah, and then there you go. Expand your consciousness to behold both worlds, because you can be in the world but not of it. And by doing that, you can almost just create your own external reality that really is in alignment and feels almost like a 5D conscious awareness around you. So it's almost like creating your own heaven on earth. Okay. And these two cards came out. Never a crowd on the leading edge. Honor those who honor you. So the people who are not honoring you, this is about pulling your energy back and, appreciating yourself, or setting very clear boundaries with the people who are not honoring you and who you are. And, you're going in a new direction. That's really what this is indicating, that eventually you're going to be crossing some bridges, climbing some mountains, you're putting yourself out there. And then eyes on the prize. Trust the guidance of your North Star. And then number 44. So this is about creating your own solid foundation in this world, where right now your husband is kind of the security or the stability as far as the income. Oh, there's a box elder bug. And I was just thinking last night, I haven't had any of those in my house this fall or winter yet that I remember. Had a big stink bug. I saw him a while back, but a little box elder bug. Benny the box elder bug is back to visit. It's probably not the same guy, but we just pretend. We just pretend it's the same guy. I do feel this huge gap of energy vibrational between me and my husband. I'm seeing so many numbers following me. Okay, yeah. Eyes on the prize. So this really is about, going to your North Star energy, or that North Node energy in your chart. The things that light you up. This is the direction you're being asked to go. The things that bring you joy, instead of forcing yourself or feeling like you just have to sit and exist in this very 5 of Wands, just conflicted chaos energy all the time. Instead, this is about divine drunkenness. Surrender to your spiritual reverie. Surrendering to the things that light you up, the things that bring you joy, even if certain people, he who shall not be named, can't get on board with it, or they're even borrowing trouble, like saying, what if so-and-so finds out and they think, what are they going to think of you? Well, what do I think of myself? That's what's most important. You're not hurting anybody by doing tarot. He may think that or whatever, but that's not what's going on. Yeah, I'm seeing so many numbers. I feel like staying out of the house all the time, or I wish if I had a home. Let's see, it's covered up here. Oh, a home to me only, right? Yeah, and that can, when your inner world and external world don't match up, it can be a very, almost just like a war zone. It feels just like a war zone. Like that's not very sustainable for most people. It's either going to come to a head where you break out, you break off and go your own way, or parts of you start dying away to try to fit the mold of this, just, I don't know, almost prison feeling, which, with that cage bird, you've outgrown the cage, but you're still in the cage, so to speak, if that makes sense. Energetically, not literally. Yeah, I called me a tantric witch black magic practitioner. Wow, okay then. I guess we all have that right to our opinion, but that doesn't make that true. Um, yeah, no. That's what I was saying to the true organic spirit. I am tired of fighting. I don't want to anymore. Yeah. And a lot of times when we reach that point, it's just about surrendering, and not surrendering in that fatalistic way, like, well, I guess this is my life and I'm just going to have to endure this for the rest of my days. It's a surrender to, oh yeah, hi Shamakia. Yeah, we're still doing it. Feel free to donate. We'll get right into your question. I'm just wrapping up for Amber here. Yeah, and it does feel, that surrender is, okay, this is my situation now, and I can't maybe change anything about it right this second, but that doesn't mean tomorrow, the next day, that I don't start making moves out of the situation that is not for me anymore, or bettering myself in ways that help me feel empowered and strong and secure within myself, to where I start to see that reflected in my external reality as well. So, yeah. All right, Amber, I hope that helped you a little bit, at least. I know a lot of times these topics could use, like a 3-hour session to just barely scratch the surface, and yet here we are with just, minutes to try to accomplish something that might take days, weeks, months, right? But big hugs, and I'm always sending like love and hoping things get better. And a lot of times though, sometimes when things don't get better, and in fact they just get worse, and then we start to kind of get used to how bad it is, but then it gets worse, and then we start to get used to how bad that is, and then it gets worse, and it's so hard. It's so hard to exist in that. So my heart really goes out to you. He actually showed his true colors to my mother-in-law during the conflict day. The conflict day before yesterday, and she told me today that he will have to change. Else you come to. Okay, yeah. So that's good. I mean, and that's the thing. If he's gonna operate in this manner, it's not just gonna be you witnessing him acting and saying these things. Other people are gonna start seeing what's up with him, and even if he says, "Well, it's her fault. She did this, people are gonna trust their own eyes and their own, thoughts. They're not gonna just believe, oh, well, she made him do all these things. No. And even if they do believe that, who cares, right? Especially if things do go separate ways. You may never see or hear from these people again. I mean, obviously you do have a shared interest with Kashfi and may see them, at her different milestones in life, but for the most part, they wouldn't be a part of your day-to-day reality. Love to get more orders to work on, as it makes me forget everything. It's meditative too. Yeah, that's so good to have some creative outlet like that, because when you can be in that sort of vibrational state of neutrality or higher, like something where you're really vibing with what you're doing and you're just lost in it, that raises your vibration so much that your external reality has no choice but to start raising to meet you. No choice. Yeah. Oh, change your energy. You needed this so much. It's 1404 here. Those double fours. Yep. I love that. Yeah, take the 0 out. It's a 144. Big hugs, Amber. Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that we can somehow, some way, we can find people that, your art, it's just about getting your name out there, because so many people would be like, take my money. You know what I mean? So it's like, just about finding the right people that want the service you're offering. And it's an amazing service. It's just about the marketing. And maybe there's an element of luck to marketing. I think with all these different algorithms and stuff, you just never know what's going to pop off when. So just maybe even, if you are talking on that, your, word of mouth gets out that you've got this service that you're providing that's amazing, and those that could really benefit from your service will find you. Just set that intention with your business. Yeah, I'm trying word of mouth rather than Instagram or Facebook. Yeah. And that's all I did with my photography business, I never once paid $1 in marketing or ad revenue. Like, I didn't have to pay any money for ads or marketing at all. I marketed myself on pretty much Facebook just by doing photos for people who were on my friends list. So they'd pay me, and I'd do a photo for them, and then we'd post the photos, and then friends of their friends would see these photos, and then they'd book me. I never had to I never had to celebrate. Yeah, pretty much didn't have to celebrate. I would just say I probably broke even in that business because I did not charge even a fraction of what I probably should have for what I was offering people. And then certain people did kind of take advantage of that in a way, but that was my fault because I'm the one that set the bar of expectations so low, or my own boundaries or my own worth so low. And if I could do my photography business stuff over again, I would take less clients and charge more money rather than take 100 clients and charge almost nothing. And I basically estimated that I was charging for 10 clients what I should have been charging for one. Oh, hi, Nandi. Yeah, the pricing is in the description. So it's a different price point if you're going to use SuperChat versus PayPal. Those are currently the only two that that I do have signed up for to take for money. But there's a different price point because SuperChat takes a huge chunk, like 34%, which is crazy to me. But we're using their platform, so I guess they can do what they want, right? Yeah, maybe posters or handouts, right? Yeah, planning a gift mandala to Kashfi's school just to market myself, even make Christmas tree ornaments. Oh, yeah. You could get those, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. They sell little, like, round canvases. I think they do. I could be wrong, though. But you could even just, like, hot glue to the back of those, like, a ribbon or, string of yarn to act as, like, the thing to hang on the tree. And then, you could probably do 10 of those in no time because you could just do, similar ones and just do your dotting, dot, 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 dot down the line, almost like an assembly line, and then come back to the beginning. That would be fun. Oh, a plastic hollow ornament. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's check email over here for Shamakia. Yes, she has donated. All right, so go ahead and post your question, my dear. We're going to get right into it for you. And we're going to use the Kawaii Tarot. Because why not? Why not? I love the Kawaii Tarot. So cute. All right. William told me he was going to visit his son out of town. Is this what he really did, or was he with another woman? Oh, yes. We're tuning into this. So let's just read the energy of the truth. We want the truth. So what is the truth? The devil. So last time we started with the 7 of Swords, which wasn't great, but we got the devil here. So, and I'm hearing the devil's in the details. So this kind of circles back to Wednesday evening's reading of he just might be lying through omission. So there's something he's leaving out. But let's get some clarification on what is the truth here. What is the truth with William's energy? What he's doing. 5 of Swords this time. So it's like there are no winners. It's like he wants to have his cake and eat it too, but really all that's happening is the cake is being destroyed. Which is really interesting. So let's switch over to this. Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue. I can never remember the name of this one. All right, what does Shamakia need to know? What did he really do? I want to paint a picture of. And of course, just let me preface this by saying I can only read into his energy as open as he's going to allow his force field or his energy field. So if he is doing something slightly shady and he's out in public, I can only read into the situation, say, as well as someone sitting across the restaurant and I think I told you this last time as well. So a lot of times when people are doing something they maybe know they shouldn't, they will kind of, they're a little paranoid. So they're kind of looking around, making sure that no one's getting in to know what they're doing. So that can make it sometimes difficult to get a full read on the exact details of what's going on. But I think this energy already speaks for itself, that there's maybe lying by omission at the very least. So let's just see as much of the details of what actually happened while William was out of town, as we can read into. Okay, so the hermit. So he did spend quite a bit of time on his own or doing what he said he was going to do. So he did legitimately visit his son. So, okay, he did visit his son, but what else was he doing? And I think that he would be very open to letting people know he visited his son because that's what he said he was doing. So he would, the second he was with his son, he's open energetically, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And I wouldn't be ashamed to admit it. So we get him admitting, yes, I was with my son, at least part of the time. Yeah, he ignored me for the whole 2 days, then said his phone did, but when I called, his phone kept ringing, though if it's dead, it wouldn't ring. Right. You know, it doesn't take a massive like investigation to prove that he's already lied about something, but like why? Okay, details of what he was doing. 10 of Cups. Okay, so he definitely was hanging out with friends or family as well. Maybe even people related to the son, or at the very least, he had a conversation. So I don't know if he hung out or talked to the boy's mom, or I mean, I don't know how old this son is, but if the son is older, doesn't need like parental observation or whatever. But there might have been some extended family because I always call this the multi-generational card. So he might have had communication with maybe the son's grandmother, grandfather, uncles, aunts, or this son might have brought some of his friends or other family members around, possibly. I just heard plot twist. Okay, so something's going on here. What is it? Ooh, 7 of Wands. So it's almost like he feels like he has to defend himself. But I'm going to pick up this whole deck that just fell and find out why. He's definitely like locking down his energy field. Interesting. Look at hair in here now. Okay. What was he actually doing? Ooh. So we have the Lovers here. So this doesn't have to technically be he was meeting a lover. This is more about making a decision, and usually a pretty big decision. But I said, who goes to get a hotel, see a son, just him and the sun? Right. Interesting. And then King of Cups. So this is like emotional balance. But with the Lovers here, you know, the Lovers also is Gemini energy, and sometimes Gemini can be like two sides of the coin, like very extreme in the way they show up. This is such just like, it's almost like back in the day when, I don't know, anyone out there, so you know what the police scanner is, where the dispatcher will make a call out to like the police cars driving around town that, hey, at this address we've got this domestic disturbance, or we just got a call from so and so that there was a deer hit, and then the police will go out and respond. So when I was growing up, the police scanner was going like all the time in my household, and even at my grandma's house, the police scanner was always on. But what I like got in my mind's eye was like a scrambled signal. And with his energy, he's scrambling the signal. So sometimes, like if it involved a minor or something they didn't want a bunch of looky-loos going and disrupting, the police showing up, they would scramble what they needed to say over like the public airwaves. Of course, the police would hear what the dispatcher was saying and then police back to dispatcher. But the general public listening in on the scanner couldn't hear it. They just hear like weird jumbled up stuff. And like a tick, tick, tick kind of sound over it as well. So it's almost like energetically, that's what William is doing. So I can't like get in the force field of what he actually was doing, but it could have involved some communication with a person that was, he maybe at one point had romantic interest in, or because we know he wasn't in contact with you. And you're his romantic interest as far as we know, but there's romance here. Which is interesting because I couldn't even get that far in the reading on Wednesday. So let's see what we need to know about this romance energy. The Tower. It's like he's trying to sabotage his own relationship with you by maybe being sneaky, turning his phone off, doing things he knows Again, feeling like he has to defend himself. Even if he wasn't talking or doing anything with anybody, he wanted you to think he was. Or at least, with him turning his phone off and stuff. Like, that's not something you do just because. Like, that's a conscious choice. Or, oh, my phone died. Well, then why is it ringing? Because that's not how that works. There's deception here. But I can't quite tell if it's, I can definitely tell he purposely is trying to make you cause an uproar or, start a fight. But, like, why? I don't get it. I didn't understand it Wednesday, and I still don't understand it today. Like, why would you do that to someone you claim to love? Let's see. Out of town, 2 hours away from all other family members. Okay. But then the son traveled from, let's see, is that say Missouri? The heart is in the way here, so I can't quite see the text. But he said, but did not see, Missouri. Okay. I did not see other family members. Okay. He might have talked to him on the phone, if that's the case, or was thinking about them. They might even have conversations about extended family, like, oh, how's your grandma doing? Oh, she's doing good. It could be something like that. But let's see. Bloom. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? Omission, turning his phone off, lying about little things, if they're little. Why? Why? I want to know. River. Interesting. So I don't know, was he at a river or go somewhere out like in nature? Because we have Bloom and River, which are very interesting. Might have gone to somewhere where there's flowing water, even if it's like an indoor place, like flowing water. Got to work this morning and avoided seeing me. Wow. Like, that's not normal. Usually, if you've been away for a few days, you visit your son, you'd come back refreshed, hopefully, and just want to say hi to the person that you weren't with the past few days. You would think, if things were all above board and good, you would think. Wow. Okay. Interesting. We have plant seeds of intention, and it says go, grow, glow, planting seeds, and then blooming. So it's like he's planted seeds, maybe in communication with other women. Again, though, I don't see that anything crossed the line as far as physicality, no physical cheating. But he could have been with that King of Wands that came out, King of Cups that came out with the Lover's card. Could have been texting someone or trying to meet up, and maybe it didn't happen. Again, I can only guess as to this energy because, again, it's like he's got what he actually, like, his intentions are behind lock and key, and I cannot get in. It's just like this, energetically speaking. Your body and your energy field is like a house. If you lock your door, someone from 3 states away that drives all the way to your house, they can't get in unless you invite them in. And that's energetically what he's done to his force field, is he's locked it down. So I can pick up the clues he's left as breadcrumbs around, but I can't quite see. So I can only guess or suspect that he was doing things to make you jealous, or he's trying to hide the fact that he was doing things he shouldn't have. But again, can't quite get into that. Yeah, there's like breakup energy here, or grief, sadness, loss. But like, why? Why is this 3 of Swords coming out? Okay. Ooh, overburdened, or like an ending. So I don't know how long the 2 of you have been together, but this to me feels like he's trying to sabotage your relationship with him. Whether he's doing it purposely or more on a subconscious level, or he is talking to other people, I can't quite say because I don't know for sure. And I'm willing to admit I can't see why, because he's left me out in the cold, locked me out of the house, literally left out in the cold. And this is almost like his higher self, or, whatever, coming in to be like, yeah, you can keep trying to dig, but I'm not letting you know what's going on. I'm not privy to that information. So the only way Shamaki is going to get that information is to probably confront him. Yeah. And then with that confrontation, there's a death. So an ending of some sort. There's a major sense of ending with the Tower. That other card we had that came out, what was it? Oh, the 10 of Wands. So it's like, this almost feels to me like somebody who's avoiding someone to make that someone be the bearer of bad news, or to be the one to break up so that they don't have to do it. Like, that's what it's like. He's trying to make you the bad guy, even though you just legitimately want to have a conversation or get to the truth of something. And then he'll be like, oh, well, oh yeah, you're that mad at me, I guess I'll walk away. Like, it's not good. This isn't good. I don't get a good feeling about the way he's treating you. So hopefully, if you can, Shamakia, get him, and maybe work isn't the best place to do it, but set up a time with him, either through texting or talking face to face. Say, hey, can we talk after work, or can we go grab dinner? But hopefully somewhere more intimate. Like, if you're grabbing dinner, maybe you're getting it to go and you're gonna eat at home. Because I think there needs to be a deeper conversation here to get to the truth of what's actually going on here. And again, like we uncovered in Wednesday's reading, you're going to be the one to intuitively know by his body language. It has to be in person. It really does, for you to get to the truth of the situation here. But if he's avoiding seeing you, if he turned his phone off, or allegedly turned his phone off, but it's ringing, there's already 2 strikes. And then we don't even know exactly what went down when he went to see his son. But I can guarantee you he did visit his son. He saw his son. They visited. But what else? What else exactly happened? I'm knocking on the door, but it's like, I hear you knocking, but you can't come in, energetically speaking. So whatever, he's either just trying to get you jealous by just acting shady, or he really did something shady and now he's trying to cover his tracks, but not doing it in a very good job. But either way, I don't like that energy. Either way. Yeah. Hi, John. Hi. So big hug, Shamaki. I hope that this gets sorted and you will know what you can do. He was apologizing and asking to make it up to me. Well, he can make it up to you, sort of, by having a man-to-woman conversation, like an adult conversation, without being childish or playing games. That's probably the only way you're going to get to the heart of what you want to know from him, is to ask him outright, where you can watch his reaction when you say certain things. And again, what came out in Wednesday's reading, don't let him gaslight you into thinking you're the crazy one, or, oh, I just visited my son, why are you acting like this? He's putting it back on you. If he's truly not at fault for something, he wouldn't have to act that way to put it back on you. He would just own up, yeah, man, I turned my phone off because I was, doing this or doing that, and I forgot to turn it back on. Or, he wouldn't need to sit there and throw it back on you to try to buy himself time to make up an excuse. He would just know the truth of it, because it would be what actually happened. You know what I mean? So just have that heart-to-heart conversation, and you'll know. Yeah, exactly. You're no fool. Absolutely not. You are not. You ain't nobody's fool. That's for sure. So if I were you, my dear, I would just have that heart-to-heart conversation. And if intuitively you're picking up signs, signals, synchronicities that he's just not being truthful, you know where to go from there. Yeah, men definitely. I would say it's not even just men, but you give people enough space, they will tell on themselves. That's for sure. Yeah. You may not know exactly what went down, but you'll have an idea that something that he's hiding from you went down, and that would be enough for you to not now be able to trust him, and that's all it would take anyway. You wouldn't even need to know anything physical or through text or whatever, or him just giving the impression that this happened to make you jealous for whatever reason, to sabotage this relationship. Like, why would you do that? I still don't understand. It's done. People do it, but I don't personally understand why you would. If you want to end a relationship, then end the relationship. Don't string this person along or make them the bad guy, or, put them through unneeded torture. That's what this feels like, is he's stringing you along for whatever reason. And then on the back of the deck, we have loss. But really, is it such a loss if you are able to get to the truth of something, or at the very least have an idea that, okay, he's not being truthful, and I'm not here for it anymore? It's his loss, not your loss. It be his loss, because he's losing out on a really great woman. And, So whatever reason he's doing this for, I can't tell you for sure because, again, locked and loaded. So, yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm going to answer this text from my son's friend's mom. Sorry. Anyway, yes. You're so welcome, Shamakia. All right, so I think that is our last donation of the day. So I'm going to go have some lunch, hang out with my puppies before I have to go pick my kids up from school. And then we have a basketball game for Wrigley at 5:30, so that's going to be fun. But I will be back here on Wednesday if everything goes according to my plan anyway, for Woo Woo Wednesday. And we will get into the, like, proper Mercury retrograde energies so that we can figure that out. So, all right, you guys, and I'll probably do like a 1-card pull at the beginning of the live stream so you'll know how you're personally being affected or blessed or whatever by Mercury retrograde on Wednesday. So, hope to see you guys there. Thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here, Harmony Portal Tarot Live.